a problem I really liked was this little table one here. It was like the Atlantic City to Cape May, and we were just given this table. And then we were told to make the graph based off of this table. And then we were told that after we made the graph, that lots of people connected with straight lines, especially like lots of middle schoolers would do that. And then we had like a really good discussion about how do you know what's happening between the points? How do you know if it's straight versus curved? Um, and so from that, I related to mental action 1. So at first I thought, okay, you can see that both x and y are changing from this table. And 2, it was coordinating the direction of change. So I felt like that's how we started, like lots of us were drawing straight lines. And so like we knew the distance was increasing. So that's why we kept on drawing those straight lines going up. But the mental action 3, which some other of the people in the class did too, I know that I had a tough time with this one at first, was being aware of the amount of change in input, which would lead to those curves. So like they were thinking about the change between the y values and the change of change in order to accurately draw the graphs, and like for example increasing at an increasing rate or increasing at a decreasing rate. And from that I realized how at first kind of pretty much like an action view, I was like getting stuck in that. I'm like, how do you know? It's like I only have x and y. It's like I could only like imagine these coordinate pairs and not anything happening in between. So which is why I really thought that the discussion and everything with the problem was really helpful to getting to a process view of imagining like the continuum of the function, everything that's happening between the points. And I looked at the Common Core standards for that day, and this is kind of like a summary of one of them. And it was sketching a graph that exhibits the qualitative features of the function, and then it was, like I said, based on a verbal description, but it's kind of based on this description of the table. So it made me really think about, like, what are the important features? Are there curves, and, like, how do you consider the change, and the change? So that's part of why I really like this problem, because it made you have to think outside of the box, like, what more is this representation telling you, but just besides an x and a y value? Which is why I really liked it. And from the reading, I thought it also discussed with, it said a variable can be used to represent a quantity that varies, especially in relation to another quantity, which I thought really got at the covariation between those two things. And then also it was talking about how the different students were finding the general pattern of a function. So it really reminded me of the process view and just trying to imagine the whole thing of like how we were imagining a graph.